Oh, baby. Brock Bowers.
Stock on the rise.
It's like Bowers. Of course, we had some players that didn't, not everybody's going to explode. But Bowers, one of the best buy lows in fantasy. Window closed. 12 receptions, 127, 3 tutties. We told you. We told you the fantasy football show begins now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Wow, Bowers was in his bag. Thank you, Romario. Appreciate someone taking notice there. My good buddy says, Bowser, wow, Smitty called it, should have bought low. Look, he was the best buy low in fantasy. Him and Dowdle were the best buy lows in fantasy, 2 of the best buy lows in fantasy. We've been touting the buy low board all mother freaking week. Rico Dowdle. Smitty, should I start Rico Dowdle? Should I put Dowdle on the bench? It's a tough matchup.
You've just been Smitty.
I mean, oh man, Bowers just exploded. 3 tutties. He's back. Best tight end in football. And quite honestly, Tyler Warren and Bowers, they're 2 neck and neck, top 3 tight ends, no doubt about it. But Bowers just took a step forward in front of everybody. The best buy low in fantasy, window closed. Congrats to everybody that bought low. One of the other best buy low players in fantasy, constantly in our 2-for-1 trade offers that we discuss here on the channel. Mr. Drake London doing work. Let me see if I can find my London graphic real quickly if I can. Here it is. Drake London, 9 of 14, 118, and 3 touchdowns. We had a hat trick for good old Drakey boy, and we had a hat trick for good old Brock Bowers boy. Both these guys dropping wads on everyone around.
Mashed potatoes!
A lot of high-scoring teams this week that have teams assembled with Bowers, London, Bowers, Rico Dowdle. Need some Rico Dowdle remembrance? Let me pull up Rico Dowdle's numbers here. Where is that at? Here it is. Rico Dowdle, the Dowdle master, 25 totes, 130 and 2 touchdowns, holding in 2 catches for 11 yards. Matchup be damned. It doesn't matter what the matchup is for Rico Dowdle. He's hungry. He's bringing the thunder. He's different. He's built different than he was last year and in previous years. And he's an absolute machine. And he's hungry. Where's my Rico Dowdle graphic when I need it? It's somewhere in here. I'll have to find it. Right now, this one will have to do. The man's on a mission. 25 totes, 130, 2 touchdowns. He even got banged up. We got to monitor that leg injury, lower body injury, I should say. And we'll find out what that looks like walking into next week and the weeks beyond. But it looks like he's good to go. Because he came in and he kept doing work. So I don't know that I'd be too worried about Rico's injury situation, but man, did we have a nice little day. Some good and bad, of course, like any day. And people try and come in and try and try and rain on the parade. But I'll tell you what, Rico, London, Bowers doing enough work for everybody. Rico, what a monster. Let me put that over here. Again, Drake London, monster. Brock Bowers, monster. I can't believe we got 2 hat tricks out of Drake London and Brock Bowers. Unbelievable. Let's give Christian McCaffrey his flowers. 28 totes, 106, a touchdown in the Week 9 win against the Giants. 5 catches, 67 yards, and a touchdown. As we keep saying, even though people say, oh, Smitty, you don't like CMC. It's not that I don't like CMC. It's at what point does Shanahan break him? He's using him to the max, and he will continue to deliver. That's why when anybody comes to me and says, Smitty, should I do this low ball offer for CMC? You can't. It's either trade him for and a good example this week would be for like a Gibbs and another player, a Bijan and another player, because Bijan and Gibbs are coming off very disappointing outings, but you can get another player. You either do that type of move or you don't trade them and you move on to the next week and you see if someone brings you an offer you can't refuse. That's how you trade CMC, the only way you trade CMC. Never once are we recommending, people get it so twisted, are you supposed to be getting rid of him if you can't sell him uber high? This man, RJ Harvey, two times he rushed the ball, only 2 times. It's very disappointing when he only rushes the ball 2 times, but keeps delivering. Adding 5 catches for 5 on 5 targets for 51 yards and a touchdown, not dropping a single ball. This man has 5 touchdowns in 3 games. His last 3 games, he scored 5 times. And he continues to look absolutely elusive, always finds himself in the end zone nearly untouched. He's shifty beyond belief. I hope that he continues to get fed more. He needs more carries. Of course, I'm happy with this, but it's frustrating to watch Hendy do amazing work. And anybody that says Hendy's trash or Hendy's not good or whatever, you're speaking from a casual angle. It's his workload. It's his coaching. But even so, the man had 14 carries and what was it, 5 receptions? I think 4 receptions and 14 carries. It was a pretty decent day at the office for Hendy. I know people wanted more, but people saying, I'm going to drop Hendy, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It's kind of wild to me that people don't understand that Hendy actually got some pretty decent volume of workload in this game. He didn't get the touchdown. It was disappointing, but it was game script, and they went with Jennings instead of Hendy for the score. But for people to say Hendy isn't good, that's casual. It's a casual. You don't think Hendy's a good football player? That's casual. You're being a casual. And that's okay. We need casuals too. But if you are saying I don't trust his situation, I understand that. Smitty, I'm not going to start him moving forward because I don't trust the situation, even though he's got 14 carries and 4 receptions. I understand that. I can understand you at least. But when you say Hendy's not good, it's casual. The first person that thinks Hendy's not good is the same person that said, should I start London? It's a tough matchup. And then you got the hat trick. And then you got the Smitty disapproved.
You've just been...
Devontae Adams is just a monster. Let's go through the rest of these guys. Manungai, what did we tell you about Manungai? Manungai, one of the best pickup and holds on the waiver wire consistently every week. One of the more mid-season monster type players that we talked about all offseason. Who could be the next Bucky Irving? He was on that video and in that list. This guy Manungai is a fantastic runner. I think we're going to start calling him the Mountain potentially. The Mountain, baby. Manungai got no love all week. Pretty much ignored Swift. Not on this channel. Not on this channel, Lib. I don't know what you're looking at, little big man. But not on this channel. We talk about Manungai all week. There are a lot of tough questions. Genty, Manungai, Genty. Like those questions were tough. But we talked Manungai up all week long. So I don't know if you were here for that or if you're talking to somebody else. But 176 yards, 26 totes. The Mountain delivering. The Manungai Mountain coming in strong. And Swift is definitely going to be sharing some touches. Here's a casual. Darwin says, your boy Hendy sucks. I'm sorry, Darwin, but you're casual. you can't say things like that. You could say his situation sucks, but Hendy was ripping him off, bro. Hendy looked fantastic early in the game. Nothing but knifing through the defense. It's usage. I mean, don't put your receipt out there like that. Manungai looks like a monster. Guy moves mountains. That's why I think we're going to call him the Mountain moving forward. So Manungai, loving what he brought to the table. Chase Brown, 11 totes, 37 yards in the Bengals Week 9 loss against the Bears, adding 8 receptions for 75 yards. Absolutely exploding. Chase Brown, monster. Love him. Bijan Robinson, going to be a buy low this week. 46 yards, 12 touches, or 12 rushing attempts, 8 catches for 50 yards. I mean, he came through in PPR, but unbelievable. Unbelievable that they don't feed this man. And it'll make him a good buy low. Not like you're going to steal him away, but you're definitely going to be able to buy him low. There's a couple buy lows this week. Puka Nacua got banged up, came back on the sideline. We were really concerned that Puka Nacua potentially suffered some sort of we're fearing some sort of bad injury because he went straight to the locker room. But it was a chest injury. We'll find out more. We'll find out if it's ribs. Is it something along those lines? Probably going to be questionable, but maybe capable of playing in his next contest. But we'll have to see how that plays out. But all I know is Puka Nacua, the last 6 games, gone to the locker room 4 times. 6 games, 4 times. Kind of crazy. He plays too hard. He plays way too hard. And he's going to injure himself. And it reminds me of Cooper Kupp in the way that Stafford and McVay force feed the star wide receiver so much. And Puka, like Kupp, puts his body on the line every single time. And you admire it about Puka. But his career is going to be short if he doesn't figure this out. Because he can't go to the locker room more than 50% of all the games he plays. He's going to end up being out with a season-ending injury. And then what happens to his next game after that? And then all of a sudden you got the Cooper Kupp short NFL career, where you're playing 2, 3, 4 really, really amazing years, and all of a sudden you start getting injured and you can't stay healthy. Daniel Jones was despicable in this game. 342, 1 touchdown and 3 INTs. I think it was 5 total turnovers for the Colts. Week 9 loss to the Steelers. Hopefully Danny Dimes, Indiana Jones, Dr. Jones can find. He's more like bachelor degree Daniel Jones, not Dr. Jones. Maybe even, maybe not even that. But will he get back to form? Maybe. Trade school, Daniel Jones. He was not himself. I do believe you can't discredit all he's done, but it definitely was bad. It was a bad showing. Tough defensive matchup, tough situation. But we'll see what he brings to the table. And that's why Tyler Warren wasn't as explosive, because Danny Dimes didn't do well. You look at Brock Bowers. I mean, at least Geno Smith was putting up work. Here's Geno's stats. Geno was bad, but then Geno kind of came around. He had 4 touchdowns. So the productions and opportunity were there for Brock Bowers. And this is what we said about Brock Bowers. On the buy Brock Bowers low all week, it was, don't worry. I know everyone's worried about the game script, because look at Genty when he can get game scripted out. Genty, by the way, 42 yards, was really good yards per carry until the end. Got bottled up in some bad play calling, but he was over 5.5 yards per carry. But Genty ended up with 42 yards and then 5 catches for 47 yards and a touchdown. Genty definitely coming off the bye week, feeling pretty good, looking pretty good. That's a very well-placed buy for a rookie running back, so I'm liking that. But Geno Smith, because this team's so bad, they're playing from behind and they're throwing the ball. And Brock Bowers, with his 13 targets, pulling in 12 of them, 127 and 3 tutties, it's going to be nothing but glory for Brock Bowers. And while I can't stand Geno in many ways, Geno might be the right man for the job for Brock Bowers. And this is the first game altogether. They almost won that game at the very end. There was a tip pass at the end, that last play, going for it on 2 for the win. It was one of those things where it's like, I think one more game Bowers will play, Geno will play a little bit better, and then you're going to get better field position, then you're going to get better consistency all around from the offense, and then you're going to have Genty not bottled up as much. But I will tell you that the presence of Brock Bowers will stretch the defense. Less stacked boxes for Genty. It's all going to kind of even out and be pretty good. Genty's been at a pretty big disadvantage when you think about it, playing without Brock Bowers. Just an absolute disadvantage, because it's a one-dimensional offense that's basically defense is saying, let's shut down Genty, and it's been that way all year. And while we're quick to forget that, even I do, just looking at the offensive line, how they play call, Genty not getting enough room. Coming out of the bye week, Brock Bowers being fully healthy, we're getting a heavy dose of what the reality check is, that with Brock Bowers out there, defenses can't crowd the box. Genty's going to see different coverages, and Genty's going to be able to be less bottled up and get those pop runs. And eventually, even though he scored on a receiving touchdown, he will get one of those 50, 60-yard runs, maybe 2 of them in one game, and then we start seeing Genty kind of get loose. But love what we saw there. Drake May, 259 and 2 touchdowns, and interception and a fumble in the Patriots 24-23 Week 9 win over the Falcons. It was a good win for the team. Definitely nice to see Drake May continue to play. play good football, make good plays, and keeping in mind that he doesn't have an elite wide receiver. Diggs is playing pretty well, though. Tucker Kraft, this is probably one of the big disappointing things of the day. Tucker Kraft looking like he has a torn ACL. And again, as I tell you guys every single week when we talk about knee injuries, this is the one injury, one of the few injuries there's tests they can do on the field where the player's literally sitting on a table. Sometimes they sit on a table like this and they're laying down. Sometimes they're sitting on a bench like that and they pull on the knee, or they're laying on their back and their knees they're on their back and their knees bent like that on the table, and they just pull up on the knee. And if there's no ACL, when they pull on the knee joint, this thing is going to go like just kind of go all over like that, just swing left and right, and it's just loose as can be. But when it has an ACL and they pull on the bottom joint, the two joints stay really tight together, as the ACL's job inside the knee, because the ACL's in the middle of the knee, its job is to keep that joint tight so that it doesn't move. So that if you pull on the bottom joint away from the top joint, it moves like that. Whereas if you don't have the ACL, there's no tightness at all, and you pull on it, it moves like this. It basically almost gets to a point where it feels like it's going to fall off the shelf. And so they can pretty much tell if a player has a torn ACL merely by that test. So it does sound like Tucker Kraft has a torn ACL. He'll be out for the year. Big disappointing part of today. Bijan, Gibbs, these are 2-3 with JT. JT didn't do much today. Gibbs didn't do much today. And Bijan didn't do much today. Not their faults. It's more about volume and game script. But all three of these guys become a potential buy low walking into week number. Why are these markers? I feel like I got a bad batch. I feel like it doesn't feed through. I got to prime it more and more. There's liquid in here. There's ink in here. JT, Gibbs, Bijan. It's my Vrabel frustration coming out. Damn you, Vrabel! These are great buy lows. All three of these guys are great buy lows. Not saying you're stealing them away, but they're pretty damn good buy lows. And as what brought me to that point was JT, 14 times he ran the ball, 45 yards in the Colts Week 9 loss to the Steelers, adding 2 receptions for 12 yards. Not something that you're going to expect a bad game out of JT very often. So take advantage if a JT owner is freaking out for whatever reason. JJ, 6 of 9, 47 and a touchdown. Got injured in this game, but went back in. And so that was good to see. But it was kind of a freak out situation. Some thought it was cramping. We'll find out more tomorrow, but it doesn't appear to be anything but a big deal. Maybe just a small bit of cramping. Jamar Chase caught 6 of 8 for 111 yards in the Bengals Week 9 loss against the Bears. But the real story here was just the battle back and forth between these two teams. And it was just an unbelievable game. No defense at all until certain plays, especially that last play. But Flacco, 470 and 4 touchdowns. Caleb at 280 and 3. Caleb also caught a receiving touchdown. I know a lot of people think Caleb's him right now because he had a good game, but keep in mind he hasn't thrown a touchdown pass in 2 games, so he has 3 TDs passing in 3 games. So before you get crazy and think Caleb's back, understand that this is Ben Johnson dialing up an amazing game script, and you can say I'm a Caleb hater all you want, but if you think Caleb is him now, ask yourself the question, what are you going to say or do next week or during his next contest if he comes out and doesn't throw but maybe 1 or has 0 touchdowns? Loveland looked really good in this game. 2 touchdowns, 118. You got to ask why Ben Johnson hasn't been using him up until this point. It took a Komet injury to get Loveland on the damn field. DJ Moore had a day. I said exactly what he was going to do. When someone said, do you start DJ Moore? I said, you don't, and that's why you do, because the reverse psychology is going to make DJ Moore go off, because he only goes off if you sit him. DJ Moore had the passing touchdown that went to Caleb, and Caleb caught it. And then if you see down here, 4 of 72, and then DJ Moore also ran a touchdown in 1 carry for 17 yards. So DJ Moore had a really, really nice day. So did Loveland. You know who didn't have a nice day? Roma Dunze. 3 targets, 0 yards, 0 receptions. Can't trust him. I don't know why Caleb isn't throwing the football to him. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know if he's injured right now. We'll have to dig into that. But Monangai, you can see Monangai on the left part of the screen, 6.8 yards per carry, 26 totes, 176, 3 catches, 22 yards, no touchdowns, but could have had one. Monangai blew up and exploded, and he definitely is going to turn this into a little bit of a timeshare moving forward. How much, that'll remain to be seen. Remember, Swift has played pretty well, but will this be something similar to Amante and Gibbs, and they just both kind of stay relevant, and there might be enough work to go around. Yeah, we'll see what's going on with the Dunze and see if he got re-injured or what the hell's going on there. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 9 of 13 for 97 yards in the Lions' Week 9 loss. He got banged up as well. Him and JJ both gave us some scares, but Amon-Ra came back into the game. J-Mo Williams was fantastic in this game. It took a little bit of time. Let me see if I can pull up that Lions game somewhere. I think I've got it right here. Here's that Lions box score. Monty 40 for 1 touchdown, 40 yards, 1 touchdown. Gibbs only got 9 carries. That's travesty. 25 yards, 0 touchdowns. Gibbs down in the receiving box score section, 3 receptions for 3 yards. Totally underutilized. J-Mo 4 for 66 and a touchdown. Amon-Ra 9 for 97. Laporta was a nice surprise. 6 for 97 and a touch. They haven't been throwing to him much. And then Aaron Jones got banged up. I don't know if he came back in or not. We'll have more information on that. 9 carries for 70 yards, but then Mason, obviously, if Aaron Jones misses some time, we'll dig into that. Pittman continues to do work. This guy's a top 6 wide receiver in almost every scoring format, and this actually helped him stay there. 9 of 12 targets, 115, no touchdowns because Daniel Jones couldn't throw any, but 115, great day out of Pittman. Pittman had a fantastic outing. Gotta love that. Falcons, let's look at this Falcons box score, which is going to be pretty disappointing. I'm just going to warn you in advance. New England Patriots side, 14 carries. Trevion Henderson led the team in carries, 14. Terrell Jennings had the 11 carries, 35 yards, and the touchdown. But Trey Henderson had 14 carries, and he also pulled in 4 passes. He had 18 touches. It was a pretty nice amount of volume. And there were some opportunities that just didn't go his way in terms of the carries he got for the touchdowns, the touchdown opportunities that he could have had. And honestly, while a lot of people are going to look at this and say, oh, he's trash. I mean, he scored, what was it, 11 and a half points. No one's saying that's what we wanted, but the guy scored double-digit points, and he got 18 touches, and things are going in a good direction, and he looked explosive in the first quarter. Am I upset? Yeah. Do I think Vrabel doesn't know what he's doing in terms of his running back usage? Absolutely. And do I think they get enabled every time they win to just continue to do this? Yeah. There's no telling what's in store for Hendy, but we do know that Hendy got 18 touches. He got 14 carries and 4 receptions. And anybody that says Hendy looks bad or he's trash, it's a casual comment. You can say you don't trust the situation. You can say his situation is trash. You can say Vrabel's trash. You can say whatever you want. But it's a good player to attack in a buy low situation. I'll tell you that, Hendy, because if people are wanting to get rid of him, let him get rid of him. I think I did this Lions. Is this the Lions one? That's the Bengals. Oh, so real quickly, back to T. Higgins. 7 receptions, 121 and 2 tutties. Chase Brown, 37 yards rushing. Chase Brown, 8 for 75. Joe Flacco, 4 touchdowns and 470. It was an absolute freaking fantasy football scoring fest, that Bengals-Bears game. No defenses for big parts of that game. Brock Bowers, we went over this. 12 catches, 127 and 3 touchdowns. Genty, 5 for 47 and a touchdown. Genty, 42 yards rushing. Geno, 284 and 4 TDs. Travis Etienne, 22 carries, 84 yards. Look, I mean, Etienne played good, 5 for 31 receiving. It wasn't quite the outing we wanted. It was very similar to Trey Henderson's in a way, because you get the 8 points receiving for the PPR work, and then you get the 8 points for rushing. So you're getting 16 and a half points depending on your scoring format. Wasn't what you wanted, but wasn't bad. And ETN looked like a dog out there. He was in dog mode, getting, you know, tough yardage in tough situations. But Bashal Tutin got the rushing touchdown, 29 yards on 9 carries. And Bashal Tutin also, I believe, caught one pass. He had one pass for minus three yards. But love the way Bashal Tutin looks when he runs the ball. He's a top 10 to 12 running back in hiding. He's not gonna break out yet. ETN looks good right now, but if ETN does falter or gets injured, Tutin's going to the moon. Tutin's going to be a league winner. And we still got a lot of time left. Think about it. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 8 weeks of football. Who knows what can happen in the coming weeks. Big winners of the day, London, Bowers, Dowdle. Where's my Dowdle graphic? I know I have a Dowdle graphic somewhere around here. I know I do. Where did I put it? I need to put it on screen. It's frustrating me. Dowdle, where are you? Here it is. Here it is. We found it.
Stock on the rise.
I mean, his mug needs to be on screen. He's part of the celebration show. We'll put it right there. Bowers, Dowdle, Monsters. Dowdle was so good today. He was so hungry, being banged up too, and not banged up to the point where we should be very concerned, because he came in and did everything that you saw him do at the end of that game and punching these scores in. Was all kind of banged up, so he's fine. Mahomes had a bad game. This is a casual comment for sure. John, it's okay. We need casual fantasy football players as well. Mahomes reverted back to his former self today. Just what a comment. The guy's number 1 in fantasy quarterback scoring, and he reverted back to his normal self. What's his normal self, John? Top 5? What's his normal self, John? Show me how casual you want to be. What is his normal self? His normal self is QB1, QB8, QB3, QB4, QB1, and now he's QB1 again. Normal self is top 4. He's been before this year, John, he's been a top 4 quarterback more than he's not been a top 4 quarterback. And this year he's number 1. So revert to his normal self. What's it even mean? I mean, it's just unbelievable. I just reading some of these comments sometimes are just baffling. Absolutely baffling. All right, we'll get to a super chats, and then we got a game ready to kick off here. So let's get to these. BA with a $50 hauler. BA, I see you, my guy. I see you. I think we got another 20 in here somewhere. I think it was Flea Nice. Flea Nice, thank you for the $20 hauler, my boy Flea Nice. Thank you very much, my man. My mods would get that. Okay. Let's see here. $50 hauler BA. Darnold, Jacobs, Monangai, Waddle, Chase, Kittle, JJ, Bench, Olave, Andrew, Shaheed, Spears, Tracy, Hunter, Purdy did well this week because of you. Could still lose though. Should I make a play for Flacco? If so, he wants Andrews. I don't mind if you need to secure up your quarterback room a little more. I don't mind that. Andrews is not somebody I'm like extremely concerned about if you trade him. Like, he's a touchdown only guy. He can do well some games, sure, but you got Kittle. I definitely am fine with that. Is Flacco gonna guarantee you X number of starts? We don't know. He could get banged up, but he looks fantastic when he's in there. He's got major weapons. $50.
Give me $50 holler. Get by the brother Smitty. Give me $50. Oh,
let's see here. Thank you again, BA. Appreciate you very much. Definitely, and a wide receiver. It depends on who the wide receiver is. If it's, Shaheed, sure. If it's, a different guy like Waddle or something, no, I'm not going to give him Waddle to go get a backup quarterback. And Darnold, let's see what Darnold does. Pat's coaches suck. My team is 2-0. Again, 6 wins in a row. Flacco, Chase, domination, my boy. Domination. Devontae Adams, domination. TD Machine, missed on Woody. That's all right, versus Harvey. Look, it's a tough call. You can't, it's people that come in here like Smitty, like some guy in the comment section of my last video was like, Smitty, big miss on Vidal. I'm pretty sure he's talking about me. If he's saying himself, then I get it. But he's like, big miss on Vidal. It's like, what do you mean big miss on Vidal? Like, Vidal's a good play. It didn't work out. We're not going to be, 500 for 500 on start bench calls. Everything is in flux constantly. Every week, injuries happen, flow of game. But we didn't sit here and say Vidal was the best start of all time. In fact, I sat Vidal, and I can't tell you how many instances for Dowdle over and over and over in start bench questions. The matchup, Smitty, the matchup, it's go Dowdle over Vidal. I like Vidal. He seems safe. He wasn't safe. He seemed safe. The Chargers flipped that game upside down from the beginning. The pick six or the interceptions and turnovers from the jump. And so the game script got out of hand. And then, Dowdle is just, the matchup was tough, but this is why you can't look at matchups when you have studs. You always start your stud. How many times did we get asked during last night's show, this morning's show, the show before, do I sit in London? It's such a bad matchup. He's going to get shut down. The Pets are going to focus on him. They're going to put him in a box. They're going to put him in a bracket. I heard it on another show. That London, they're going to bracket London. They're just going to put him in a bracket. You can't bracket London. You can't lock down London. You know why?
Mr. London, what seems to be the problem?
I've been a little off. Can't seem to get things going, if you know what I mean.
I think I have just the thing for you, Mr. London. Just been Smitty approved.
Anyway, missed on Woody Harvey, all good. Sharp still to play. Should just to pad my victories. Nice job, Flacco, top QB in the league. Right now he's playing like it. I don't know how to feel about it. Thank you for the $20 holler, my boy.
Alert, super chat alert.
I got Flacco. I'll tell you what. I was wavering between. Thank you, Rob. I got your $20 right here. I was wavering between Flacco and JJ McCarthy all week.
Alert, super chat alert.
Thank you very much, Rob. And I was wavering between Flacco and McCarthy. And in the first quarter and a half, maybe second quarter, maybe even halftime, if I could have pressed the button to switch Flacco and McCarthy, I would have. Because McCarthy was marching. He scored a quick touchdown with JJ. Scored another touchdown, and it looked like McCarthy was going to have a big day. And he had a pretty good day, for sure. I don't know if Sick Nasty's here. But it was, where are my mods at? Mods, if you can block this spam, I'd appreciate it. This is just one of those things where, you don't know what the flow is going to go. That's why we always say there's 2 quarters left. Like, don't panic if a player has 8 touches in the first half and you're worried about it. Like, Flacco went nuts. He went nuclear. He went moonkiller, as we've been. Who's the one that said moonkiller on the channel? He went moonkiller. He went Jupiter. He went Saturn killer. He just went. He went crazy. And so yeah. I mean, damn, man. Season saved. With your advice, I traded Genty, Bowers, and Rico. Traded for Genty, Bowers, and Rico. This warms my heart, Rob. Nothing warms my heart more than hearing you say this sentence right here, on top of it being at a $20 holler.
Alert, super chat alert.
Let me read this again. Season saved. All capital letters for those listening on the audio pod, and please feel free to get on over to Apple, iTunes, and also Spotify. Give your boy a 5-star. Your advice, I traded for Genty, Bowers, and Rico. Bro, those 3 alone scored you how many points? My team is now May, Judkins. He's going to come back fine. Genty, he's looking good. And with Brock Bowers stretching the field, he's looking good, the rest of the year. ETN, Dowdle, Hendy, I still like Hendy. Don't listen to the hate. Look, everyone's mad at Hendy. It's so weird. He had 18 touches. Like, calm down. Almost 12 points. It wasn't what we wanted, but it was a decent day. It was double digits. Like, what's everybody crying about? Ramondre, Woody, Manungai. You got to make some trades potentially. London, Nico will be fine. Let's hope Stroud. Well, more news on Stroud. Higgins, Travis Hunter. I mean, your team balled, bro. This team's crazy. Bowers. what a team, Rob. Rob, 8.9 close to 9. I'm going to give you an 8.9 because I rarely ever give a 9.0 rating just because I want to motivate you to stay on the wire. But what a squad, bro. What a squad. I don't know if I have any mods in here tonight. Where are my mods at? I have not one mod in here. Had Bowers, Rico, and Flacco. Let's go. Not Kwani. Congratulations on that.
You've just been Smitty.
I don't know where the mods. I might need to make BBQ might become a mod. I don't know if I want BBQ to be a mod because it's so nice to have people like BBQ and Rock Out. Like, I remember I asked Rock Out to be a mod once, and Rock Out said no. He didn't want. He just wanted to be one of the people. And I was actually happy that he said no. I was actually happy he said no because I want Rock Out to stay in his role. I don't want I want BBQ to be the guy. You know, he's out there just doing his thing. And I don't know. Maybe who is deserving of being a mod? Nominate yourself if you want to be a mod, and you got to be somebody that's been, we can trust, that's been here for the long term. But I'd be interested to hear. I know Gump wanted to be a mod. We haven't seen Gump in forever, by the way. Yeah, see, BBQ knows what's good for him. He doesn't want to be a mod anyway. He doesn't need to be. I don't want him to be a mod. I want him to just continue to be BBQ. Just be BBQ. Johnny 777. I'll think about it, Johnny. You could be pretty reliable for it. Let me think about it. I know Casey would be a pretty good option. I think, but I don't know. If I got nominations, let me know. You know who BBQ is? What BBQ is a specialty, like a specialist for. Not only he's a hype man, but he's kind of like the guy that like drives up in the in the limo and the window comes down like during the show. We don't need him out here doing anything. Like, he just rolls up and then he might roll his window down and go, psst, make Casey a mod. Like, he's a nominator. That's the guy that's going to nominate somebody. Okay. Had Bowers, Rico, Flacco. Let's go. Kwani, appreciate you. Is that game almost started yet? Am I behind on that? What channel is it on? Is it on Peacock? I always forget where it's at. I think it's on Peacock. Let's see. Am I late on this game? Has it started yet? All right, let's get to these questions. Thank you, Not Kwani. Appreciate you, my boy. Trade my Rice for Genty and Dynasty. I'd rather have Rice, I think. It's close, though. If you need a running back, it's not bad. I think Genty's still going to be a monster for the long term, but I think I'd rather have Rice by a hair. Bowers just saved me from a Doomsday Donut, taking a W. Congrats on that. Bowers to the moon, bro. Trade Garrett Wilson and Charbonnet. Trade Garrett Wilson and Charbonnet for Nico. Garrett Wilson, Charbonnet for Nico. Smitty on fire. Thank you, 7. I would say give me Nico. I do still believe Nico is a boss, bro. Bowers best buy low. Grats if you did it live. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate you, and hopefully you were able to smash that in a league or two. BTJ status change to questionable. Scheduled to visit the Low T Center. Will be represented by law firm of Parker in Washington for 2025 fantasy football season fraud case. BTJ, I trust Vrabel running Hendy and giving Hendy running back touches more than I trust BTJ to play hard. I trust Vrabel starting my kid in Pop Warner and giving my kid, if I name my kid Smitty Henderson and Vrabel's his Pop Warner coach, I trust Vrabel to give little Smitty Henderson carries more than I trust BTJ to bring that dog mentality to the field. I think BTJ deserves to be cut. This guy doesn't try hard. His attitude sucks. He's always getting hurt. I just don't see it. Thank you, BBQ. Appreciate you. Heck, appreciate you. Sharbs or MHJ in the flex. Sharbs, I guess it's a tough call. I mean, trust your gut because that could go either way. What do you do if you have ETN and Tootin? You hold it, TM42, unless you get somebody that's the right buyer for it. Mahomes missing left tackle created same issue last year. Stop with the nonsense, is BBQ. A lot of people ripping on Mahomes' return to form, like John. John is a ridiculous comment. Smitty, why do you allow me to bench London? I didn't allow you to bench London. Why'd you bench London? I told you not to bench London. I would never tell you to bench London. Ever, Jimmy. I mean, I told everyone all day long, what are you doing with this nonsense? You start your studs. London was one of the best starts of the week, despite the tough matchup. Watching a replay of Harvey catching that touchdown. Harvey doing it live.
You've just been...
Love watching Harvey catch touchdowns. Done with Golden dropping for a running back. Yeah, Green Bay looks like a fraud. Green Bay definitely looks like a fraud. Start 2, JCM, Sharbs, Horton, Bam. Probably going to go Sharbs and Horton for high risk, high reward. Bam for safety, but Sharbs is the lock, if you ask me. But anything can happen. Heck, appreciate you. Sharbs, JCM, MHJ for a flex. Thanks again for the second time sending this. Sharbs, and if you need another for whatever reason, MHJ, but I'm starting Sharbs. But man, MHJ and Sharbs, guys, can we get a vote? MHJ, Sharbs, Sharbs, MHJ, MHJ or Sharbs. Pick one. And thank you for the $20 hauler.
Alert.
Appreciate you. You know what? Like all the injuries, even having great success in lots of ways. I mean, I love what people are. Smitty, bad for the channel. Like the channel is doing fine. Look at the screen. No, we're not hitting on everything. You can't hit on everything. But it's funny how people are so negative. But even with wins, even with losses, doesn't even matter. All the injuries, it's like, I know all of you feel the same. Whether you're winning or losing, it's been a taxing season. And I can't wait for January 1 to start cranking out rookie info, free agency content, live whenever news breaks, all that good stuff. I guess I'm modding tonight. Don't worry, I got it. Thanks, Smitty, for the... I don't know. My mods are so good. My mods are always in here. I can't blame them. I'm sure they're tired of all the Hendy negativity, and they're like, I need a break from the show tonight. I got it. Mods, I got it tonight. You just relax. Kenneth Walker, Sharbs. Sharbs, you've been saying it all night, all week, but it's close. Trust your gut. Would you pick up Samson just in case? Sure, if the price is right in terms of who I drop. Nico, Indiana Jones for Daniels and Terry. I'd rather have Indiana Jones and Nico. I'm not scared off by Indiana Jones too much right now, and I like JD5, but Flacco and London, CMC and Stafford on one of my teams dropping wads. If Bam gets 7, I drop a 200-point burger. Caleb, CMC, Adams, and Dowdle dropping wads on the other team. 1 in all 3 leagues. This is an excellent update. I smell meatloaf. Meatloaf. Congrats, bro. Awesome. Andre, you're dropping fire, bro. Thank you for the $10 hauler. So proud of you, bro, for doing it and sticking to the course. Dak, Stafford, JT, Javonte, Vidal, Tootin, Sharbs, Hubbard, Rome, CD, Rome, 2 Romes. Flowers, Goddard, Fergie, Horton is available. Do I drop Hubbard? No. Hubbard's getting a lot of work. I definitely think Hubbard's still good to hold. And you could also trade him to the Dowdle owner, or it makes it easier to acquire Dowdle in some ways. But I like Horton. Horton could score tonight. But I don't think I'm racing to do this. If you were to cut anybody, I don't think you can cut anybody anyway. I don't think I'd drop Hubbard. I think I'd stand out. Alicia, don't get mad though if Horton scores. Keep in mind, Cup's out, so he could look really good tonight, Horton, and then, go back to being a rookie. Trade Maya Monra for Nico and Rico. I'd take Nico and Rico in a heartbeat. Not even hesitation. Rico's the guy. 5-3 in first place. Dak, JD, first place. Love to hear it. I smell meatloaf. Congratulations. Dak, JD5, Bucky, Hendy, Pollard, Bam Knight, Lamb, Adams, Pittman, Allen, Keenan Allen, Hunter, Laporta. Any improvements? I think right now I would contemplate selling Laporta and Pittman high. I think Pittman's been doing it all year. Love what he's doing, but if this is a chance for you to go get Nico on the cheap, having just a mediocre game, might be time to go take. I got it, mods. My poor mods. This is one of those times where I'm trying to package Laporta. Now I like Laporta, and he did it live. So, we're excited about that. I'm not trying to. And then Dak, JD5, if this is a 1 QB league, maybe you're just getting rid of Pittman and you keep Laporta, Pittman, and Dak. Bowers would have been a beautiful buy low, but that's closed. That is closed. Bowers.
Mashed potatoes.
Bowers doing it live. Look at Bowers. It's so beautiful. Dowdle and Bowers, they're just so beautiful. They look so beautiful on that board. It's just, it's glory. That's all I would say. KCM right now, try and see if anybody needs a QB. Just kind of comb through it. Let's see what Husseini's up to, man. I hope he won. Smitty, as a KC native, that Mahomes comment pissed me off. Quick hating on QB1. That's right. This is Buffalo Super Bowl. KC will get him in January. Okay. Husseini, how'd you do this week? I fear that you didn't make any comments about your team. Did you have a bad day today? And if you did, keep the faith. You got this, bro. Full PPR, 14-man, Caleb, Saquon, Chase Brown, Hendy, Sharbs, London, Olave, Terry, J-Mo, Wandell, Bowers. You had to have had a good day today. Bowers plus London, hat trick. Nice job. Sell high on Caleb. Yes, for sure sell high on Caleb. Anybody wants to argue otherwise, that's fine. You can do whatever you want. I'll even let you be in the chat. You can say whatever. Smitty doesn't know anything about Caleb. Go ahead. Free reign. 5 minutes of free Caleb rain talk. I don't care. Do what you want. Just lost. The guy scored 3 touchdowns passing in 3 games. And they all happened in this game against the Bengals, who can't tackle. And it was Loveland that scored the touchdown, not Caleb. And it took DJ Moore to throw it to him to get into the end zone, to get the seal broken. Just lost Kraft too. I was so set at tight end. I'm sorry, KCM. It does suck, man. Worldwide West, appreciate you. Game's about to kick off. We're gonna get these super chats out just in the nick of time. Worldwide West, appreciate you. Now, I love everybody who thinks I'm gonna love Caleb moving forward. Smitty, I bet you changed your mind on Caleb. I bet you feel pretty dumb right now. No, you played the Bengals, buddy boy. Tied right now. I got Debo. Opponent has Ferguson. I also got Sharbs. I don't know why I have this urge to switch them. I don't know, bro. I trust your gut. Trust your gut, Worldwide West. You can't get that mad at yourself if you don't trust your gut. That's what I'm going to leave you with. I'm not even going to try and influence you. You're having a feeling. You don't want to go against a feeling, bro. If you have a weird feeling, you can't get mad at yourself either. You went with your gut. You went with what you thought was right at the time. And I don't want to influence you. I'm going to leave it with you. 2 touchdown passes for Adams for 7 total yards. Well, I played against Adams today and had Kyron on my team. My other running back was JT. I don't know. 2 touchdown passes for Adams. Well, I played against Adams. I'm sorry to hear that. Adams to the moon, though. I love Adams. Another thing I get tired of hearing negative. I'm not going to respond to it anymore. There's too much of it all the time. It's every week. It's the same damn thing. And I'm sorry if I'm not calling anyone particularly out for my Patreon, but it's like all constant. Oh, Kyron, he lost. He's losing his job to Corum. Every week I hear it. Every week. It's like, oh, why is Corum in there? This guy had 20 carries. Corum played a lot. And this guy had 20 carries. 20 carries, 100 yards plus, and a touchdown. What more do people want? Why do people think that his job's on the line? It's getting taken from him. He had 20 carries, 100 yards, and a touchdown. And I find myself every damn week arguing this thing. And it's a waste of energy. I'm no longer going to do it. I'm no longer doing it. If you start saying something about Kyron and you want me to talk to you about it, I'm not going to, because it's wasting my time. It's back and forth, song and dance, every week, the same thing. But Smitty, are we worried about? No, we're not worried about him. We're not worried about him at all. He just dropped wads.
You've just been Smitty approved.
He's Kyron, he's 7 feet tall, and he knows how to handle a ball. He's Kyron, he can take frowns and turn them upside down with his touchdowns.
All right, BBQ with the super chat. Appreciate BBQ dropping the fire. How good is this show? Thank you, pal. Started 2-6, no panic. Soaked up the knowledge. Put up 190 today. Now back in the mix. This team is healthy again. BBQ, you're doing it all the hard work, my boy. You're doing all the heavy lifting. Congrats on that. I'm just here for the ride. I'm just here to deliver as much information as I can, and sometimes the group think on here is the best advice, period. I love my community. Flex K9 or Sharps. I'm going to go Sharps, but that's me. I'm crazy. I just think the touchdowns are there for him. Smitty, I'm at 107. Opponent is 105. I've got JD5 left, and he's got Pickens left. It's going to be a close one. This is why you play the game, Husseini. Get the popcorn out. Hope that it comes down to the final play. I can't stand when people come to me and say, Smitty, I wish I was up by 150 with even having no players left. You know, the people that can't stand a close game are the same people that they think they're going to lose when their opponent has no players left and they've got a player left. They're up by 15 and they're still asking me, do you think I could win? Do you think I should? No, they're up by 4. Let's say they're up by 4 points. They're up by 4. They've got Devontae Adams left to play. And the other opponent has nobody. They're up by 4. And they say, should I bench Adams in case he gets negative points? I'm scared, Scotty. No. If Adams gets you negative 4 points, you deserve to lose. I want you to lose. Like, keep Adams in there. Like, I don't understand. Like, why do we become so soft where now we're afraid to have a tough battle? We're afraid to go into the fourth quarter down by 5 with Rice left and a Hail Mary. When did we become so soft that we don't want to have our players play on Monday night to decide the battle? And why do I have so much spam? Where are my mods? Oh, my poor mods. All right. Kickoff is about to happen. Husseini, appreciate you, young man. You are the man, the myth, the legend. Did I leave any super chats on any other screens? Let me just make sure I didn't leave something somewhere. I don't think I did. Did I leave anything on this screen here? Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't think I did. I think I handled all the super chats. Let me just take a little gander at them. BBQ, appreciate you. Flex, K9 Sharps. I got that one. Husseini, got that one. KCM, got that one. Got the $20 holler. KCM, got BBQ's last super chat. I think we're all good to go. So this game's kicking off. I'll see you for the wrap-up show. Do I think Swift comes back? I don't know, but he's coming back to a Monty Gibbs timeshare. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And who are we nominating to maybe be the next mod? You know who I think would be a good mod? Maybe. I'll have to check with the boys, but I like the idea of Casey the Birdman, but I don't know if I want to take him out of play for his role. He's got a role. E111. I love what he brings to the table all the time. I think. I'm not sure on Rhino. Yeah, Silver used to be a mod. I like Silver where he's at. I don't know if Silver feels the same way anymore or what, but I don't want Rock Out and Silver and BBQ to be mods. I love them being just like wild stallions out in the open. You know, like Silver is the longest viewing watcher I have. You know I love the fact that Silver is there. He's like Silver is like a vintage Chevy. You know, just sitting there all restored. All right, kickoff is happening. Yeah, BBQ doesn't want Silver to go over and be a mod. BBQ wants to keep him on the dark side. Matt O, maybe. Aldi, Aldi could be mod material. Vader could be mod material, I think. Rhino's got the mod material. Shelly potentially, yeah. I don't know, Shelly, how long you've been watching. Usually I pick someone that's been here for years, just because it's a pretty big step, you know, granting somebody the mod access. Matt O would be a solid choice as BBQ. I think Matt O would be too. JD5 scrambling. Okay, this game's kicking off. E111 been here for 5 years. Matto's been here for a while too. Vader's been here for a while. Caps has been here for a while. Kelly's getting there 2 years, okay. Matt has the right temperament. That is part of it. You gotta. I mean, look, Travis goes through so much unnecessary negativity when all Travis is trying to do is help people. Like, Travis is the most genuine person to try and help people, and people get mad at him because they're popping off and trying to spam the chat or be negative on the chat, and Travis is like giving them warnings. All right, the game's starting. I'll see you all for the wrap-up show. Matt has been here since the FFX days. Definitely one. Matta, yeah, I keep forgetting that you've been here since then. Matta and Silver are probably the longest running people. Why is Matta's, let's see here. Matta, your question got put in, like, the FFX got put in a timeout. All right. See you all after for the wrap-up show. Looks like we got 2 more super chats that came in. Peter, did you file a missing persons report on a Dunze? Not yet, Peter, but it sounds like Caleb might have forgot his name. Travis is a mod and maybe the best contributor. Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate you. Travis, I'm sure will appreciate that. All right, see you all for the wrap-up show. Deuce.